Oh gosh, something happened. Here we go. Hi guys, good afternoon. I'm hoping my internet's working. It might have just gone out just as I started this. Let's see. Because it was working. I had my internet go out several times yesterday and today. Okay, good, it's working. All right. So I wanted to give you your Tinkerbell inspired card today. It's using this Scary Cute. It's using this stamp. And I'm going to show you the Stamparatus, which is my other, it's not necessarily my favorite tool, but it's definitely a good tool. I put away my stamp. I had everything ready, but then I put away my stamp. So I'm using the Charming Sentiments, and I'm using this Scary Cute. The little fairy from Scary Cute. What's that? And so sweet. I just love this. I love the sentiments here. So much diversity in the sentiments. And then the Scary Cute, I love Halloween. So, you know, I've been using a ton of that. So the card we're going to make today is this. And I've got a couple options for a few different embellishments. I loved how the rhinestones turned out. But I actually also found a better technique to make sure that your little fairy comes out really dark, because she's just not as dark, because the designer series paper absorbs a lot of the ink, so you kind of need to stamp a couple times to make sure it's super dark, and I couldn't do that, so I found a different way to fix this problem. Oh, I gotta make sure I have a little label. I might not have a label. Let's see, I hope I have one handy. Yes, I do. Okay. All right, so the paper that I'm using, we're using the Parakeet Party, and we're using the red and white glimmer paper. So when you buy the red and white glimmer, it has a sheet, it has several sheets of I think it's like 2 sheets of red and 2 sheets of this white glimmer paper. Let me grab the red here to show you. And it's a good colored red. It's a nice real red, not a cherry cobbler. So it's very, you know, ruby red slippers red. Super nice. And then I'm using the paper that I'm using is from the 2002-2004 in color paper. And what's fun about this paper is the designs for it have a floral and a plaid. So they've got the floral side and they've got the plaid. The stripes is one side. On the other side of the floral is stripes, and on the other side of the plaid are dots. And so it's 2 different basic designs. I believe it's just the 2 designs. Let me check and make sure there's not more. And it's for all of the in colors. Look at all those great in colors. I love this paper. And it's just a good size. And so I've used a bunch of it. So what we're going to use is Parakeet Party, which is a very Tinkerbell color. And then we're going to be using our the floral piece of the Tinkerbell. Now, I could have used the stripe or the plaid, but I don't know. I just felt like the floral really added to the... Oh, I guess I didn't cut my piece. I thought I had cut my piece of paper. I guess I hadn't. Let me cut it real quick. I cut all the other pieces. So in order to have the glimmer paper, I'm going to keep the same width, which is just 4 1/4. It's 3 inches. No, it's, let's see, how wide is it? Oh, it's not wide enough. Oh, that's right, because I did little strips. That's right. Where are my strips? I thought I had little strips because I didn't put the whole sheet. That's strange. See, the cats had jumped up here, and so I have a feeling that they have, yeah, because this is not wide enough. So let me go ahead and I cut like an inch. It's just weird. And then it's going to be 4 1/4 inches wide. I didn't want to use a whole chunk or layer to be underneath it because that, it's not that it's bad, it's just a lot of excess. And I was trying to you know, to not use as much as my designer series paper. So, okay, so we've got all our materials. Now I'm going to take out my Stamparatus and I'm going to take my black ink. Okay, and so in order to get your fairy to be really nice and dark, you're going to want to use the Stamparatus, and be careful with the magnets. I stuck mine together. That's why a lot of people will put the washi tape wrapped around so that they can easily pull it apart. These are really strong magnets, like super strong. If I hadn't had the washi tape, I might not have been able to get them apart. And even with the washi tape, it was still really difficult to get them apart. So don't put them together. I picked this one up and tossed it over there to move it out of the way, not realizing I had essentially just messed up my, I was messing up my card. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it on here and see. I think it's all clean. Let me make sure it's clean. Okay, and so I find that the best way to make sure that you get it exactly where you want it is to just place it on your paper. Okay, I want it there, so I take my little Stamparatus and I move the door, one door over. This is really good if you have trouble stamping in straight lines. This little, it has 2 different doors, and so, or flaps, and so it helps make sure that you get your stamp exactly where you want it. And it helps make sure that you can, if it doesn't come out cleanly, you can you don't have to throw it out and do it again. And so, I mean, I just really, really love how this is a very helpful tool. So it has 2 flaps. So I could have a stamp here and another stamp here. And so I could do this, and then maybe I wanted the bats or the moon over here. I could flip the other flap and it would go over there. And so you can do a lot of different things with it. It's called a Stamparatus. And I love the tool, especially if you have trouble getting straight lines, straight stamping. And so all I'm doing is I'm taking my ink pad and I'm inking up the actual stamp instead of, you know, the other way where we stamp onto the pad. And it's all inked up, and I'm going to press it down onto my paper. And hopefully it comes out full. It does. It comes out full. Sometimes, you know, you'll get those little blotches. Well, this will help fix those blotches because I can easily press it again to fill in any of the blotches, and it won't change the silhouette. And so I want to add and make sure this is a really dark Tinkerbell. So I'm going to ink it again and press it down, because I wanted it to be much darker than the original one that I have. You see, this is the one that I used with the Stamparatus, and this is the one that I used without the Stamparatus. You see, this one was super dark, and so I thought it was just really effective. So, all right, let me press that down. Let's see how dark it turned out. I think I want to do one more. I think I let it dry because I was talking. Let me do it one more time. I want it really dark. I want it to really cover those florals. And you don't have to go crazy hard pressing, but I want this to be a dark, there we go, nice and dark. And as you can see, look at how faded the one I did yesterday, which was just 1 ink, compared to the one that I used on the Stamparatus and did it several times. Okay, it's much darker. And that the Stamparatus allows to do that. Without the Stamparatus, you really can't do it. And notice how I just slid my magnets out of the way instead of moving them. Naturally, I just want to pick it up and toss it over there. But I did that yesterday and I almost got them stuck together. So let me close up my ink because we're going to use a different color ink for the what's the word? We're going to use a different colored ink for the label. All right, so I went ahead and I cut this piece, which is 4 1/4 by 4 inches. I cut this piece because it helps you make sure that your strips are aligned straight and before you layer with your paper. Okay, and it's just a trick, and you know, a cheap piece of little white cardstock I can handle. It's one extra cut, but it actually makes sure to, ooh, there we go. Just make sure to get it all lined up correctly. You don't have to cut a full inch. This is 1 inch by 4 1/4. I could have cut it at like, you know, 1/2 inch, like exactly, or 3/4 inch, but I just went with 1 inch because that was easy, and you know, I don't like to waste my paper, but I also wanted to make sure that it was covered completely. I try not to cut the line too close in case something is crooked, there's still an overlap. All right, let me make sure this is on straight. And so you can easily just get it lined up to the edge. And that way it doesn't see, and I got it perfectly lined up to the edges. So now when I place this piece over the top, you can place it without too much issue. Now I'm gonna put some tear and tape across the top here, and then I'll put some white glue in the center. But the tear and tape should be enough to hold it. Because with the glimmer paper, the tear and tape really is what's going to hold it, because the stickiness of that glimmer paper, or the rough coarseness of the glimmer paper, it kind of just absorbs the glue. So the tear and tape is a good option. Okay, and it's just stronger. Now we also have the Stampin' Seal Plus, which is also a good alternative if you really need a really dark or a really strong adhesive. You could also use a little hot glue, but hot glue tends to make paper fold up a little. You got to be real careful with just, especially plain paper. Cardstock, sometimes you can get away with, you know, hot gluing it. But you have to be careful because it does, I don't know if it's just the heat that folds the paper. Here we go. So we got it. I'm just going to press that down. I didn't even put any in the center because the layer was kind of thick. I just put it across the top. Okay. And then I had a couple options. So, let's stamp our label. I decided there were several different options I kept going round and around about with Tinkerbell. And I used this stamp the other day. Sorry to repeat it, but it's such, no, I didn't do any glue in the middle. I just, because the layer, I'll hold it here for a second, Michelle. Look at how the layer, I can do it in the middle, but it's going to make it cave. I didn't do any glue in the middle because the glimmer paper is so thick. It's like you don't even need it down the middle. The tear and tape is holding it. And I realized I didn't put any glue in the middle on this one either. Yeah, because there's like a little gap, okay? So it'll make it kind of cave in, which we don't want. So I chose not to. So now, I know I used this stamp the other day, but I went around trying to find a good stamp. There were a couple wishing stamps, and those I thought I might use for like a birthday, but they were just too large. They were distracting from the effect of the card. Like if I have a big sentiment right here, I just felt like it was gonna distract from how cute my little label was, my design was. Now I got this idea from someone else. They had used some different types of paper and stuff, but and they'd use some different stamps where she was like blowing bubbles or something. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cute, but I don't know where the stamp that she used came from. So I'm using what I have. And so it's like a little pixie dust coming out of there. So I'm going to add some dimensionals and pop that right there. So, because you know, she always said it's always faith, love, and pixie dust is like a common phrase. Faith, love, and pixie dust. So I thought that would be a little bit. And in order for the pixie dust to work, you have to have faith. You know, you have to believe that she can fly, otherwise she won't. And I'm going to go ahead and butt it right against that bottom here, the bottom of my layer. And then I just popped my layer up in 3D. I didn't want my layer to be flat. It's popped up a third time on dimensionals. I don't have the long strip dimensionals. This is when I need it. Actually, I'll cut off these edges here because I don't have any strip dimensionals, so we'll make do with these edges. They'll work. Oops. And then let's grab this one over here. I usually don't cut these until I'm done with the whole sheet, but I definitely could use them right now. And then I'll just use this, put the bunch in the middle. I always put a few in the middle because it keeps your layer from sagging down. Because, you know, you put it in the mail and, you know, they run it through machines and it's pressed and shoved into it's shoved into machines and shoved into boxes. So if you want to keep your, I think I pulled all the pieces off, okay. If you want to keep your layer puffy, a good trick is to go ahead and use up the dimensionals. The dimensionals are $4. Now I'm not saying just throw away your dimensionals, but I don't know. I just find them to be a reasonable expense when making a pretty card. I think I'm going to use this card, this side. I flipped it over. You know how sometimes a card base will, like one side of the card base just looks a little bit better. Okay, there we go. There. I normally don't like them butted right against the side, but I thought the effect of it was really cute. I thought that turned out really nice as a whole. So there's my basic. Then we got a couple options for some embellishments. I used the rhinestones for the first card, but I actually was thinking I'm going to use these flowers again for my label. Now I didn't use the flowers on the paper because, let me grab my tweezers. I didn't use the flowers on the paper because look, they blend right in. It's like you can't even see them. They just go straight. You can't even tell that they're there if you leave it. And so it really needs to have like a white background or a different colored background. And so I just added a couple on there. I actually kind of want to add a third one down here. I'm going to add a big one down here. Whoops, no. Oh, I just tore my card base. Bummer. Okay. I think that's why I wasn't adding the third one, because it was kind of large. Okay. Oh well. That's a bummer. I'll think of something to cover it up. Okay, so now to add for the dimensionals, or the embellishment, I actually was thinking that the pearls might be better than even the rhinestones. I'm going to try it and see, because they're so cute. So let me use this pack, this part of the pack. I thought it would be fun to just kind of add some pearls instead of rhinestones to see what happened. They look cute too. Let me get some medium pearls. Let me use up a bunch of these tiny ones. I kind of like these pearls instead of the rhinestones. It's just fun. It's like she's blowing a little pixie dust. And you want them to be, it's quite a few, but you want them to be a little off. You don't want them to be too measured, so to speak. And so there we go, so cute. I think I like the pearls better. I don't know, let me shine the pearls up a little closer. They look green actually in the video. So there's the pearls. And here's the rhinestones. I think I like the pearls a little bit better. I just think that the effect is kind of cute with that white, especially with the white glimmer paper. And that's it. That was our Tinkerbell card for today. I'm glad I actually got to make it, especially since it took me, I tried to make that other card like 3 times. I was going to do it right now, like do another version of it right now, but I don't want to press my luck and, you know, wind up having, I did finish the card that I was trying to show you guys yesterday. And so I'll do another video to fix it. I did fix it, but I'll do another one to show you because I didn't like how it kept getting so choppy. So yeah, so how cute is that? So see the much darker fairy against the designer series paper looks better than the lighter. And yeah, so cute. Oh, I see some more comments. Hold on. Let me move my mouse. Now yeah, the pearls are nice, Holly. Don't forget that for this month, my birthday month, if you order $50 or more, I send you a Disney lithograph. And for every $50 you spend, I will send you new items. So I will send you like a designer series paper package, a stamp, not stamp, a package of stamps, like a stamp set, an pack of embellishments, you know, new pack of embellishments, a new pack of ribbon, or you know, roll of ribbon. So remember, for this month, for every $50 increment you spend, you're going to get free items with me. In addition to any 50 plus order is going to get at least is going to get one Disney lithograph. So, and don't forget my Scotty Dog class is available. By the way, it is available. And if you order $50 during my class, now in product, not the class is $30. But don't forget my Scotty Dog class. You can sign up for it on the links that I have. Oh, some of the cards have fallen, but there's 8 cards in total. Oh, there they are. They fill in the back here. There's 8 cards in total. And then bonus cards that I show you how to make using the Scotty Dog Christmas Scotty stamp set and punch. So it's a $30 class, but you get everything you need. So to make your basic cards. And so be sure to sign up for that. So yeah, I think the pearls turned out nicer than the rhinestones even, but they're still so cute. So, well, thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. I appreciate it. And so have a great evening. Oh, good, Holly. I'm glad you're going to sign up for the Scotty Dog. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a really good class. So, all right. Well, have a great day, guys. Thanks so much.